Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, everybody. How's everyone doing today? This is the Sacred Lotus Temple. My name is Danae. Welcome on in. Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning, or good afternoon, depending where you're at in the world. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Tap the screen real quick for me, you guys, if you can hear me. I have a microphone plugged in today. Just want to make sure that you all can hear me properly. Just a couple of taps. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Portia. I appreciate that. Just to let me know what's going on. How are you all doing today? Anything exciting happening this weekend? Good afternoon, sophisticated lady. How are you? Everyone's popping on in. Thank you guys for the likes. Alright, y'all. So, I wasn't here yesterday. I had some things I needed to take care of. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But today I am offering the free yes or no intuitive readings. Personal readings are $20. If you have a question that you would like answered, leave it in the comment section and I'll get started once we get to, let's make it fun. If you guys can go ham, tap the screen. If we can get to, let's make it something easy, 700 likes. It's Friday, then I'll go ahead and get started. If you guys want to go ahead and start typing in your questions, and then once we get to 700, I'll have a list to go off of. Please excuse me. I have a tickle in my throat, y'all. But we'll talk about it. Alright. I don't know if my moderator will be able to be here today, so we're just going to get started. If you guys will be patient and just bear with me a little bit as I go through the questions, I'd appreciate that. Alright. Portia, thank you so much for following me. Alright, so sophisticated lady, does Tim want to marry me? What I'm seeing is that if this person asks you to marry them, it's going to be about what can be created in the relationship, right? So it's not just oh, I love her so much, I want to marry her. It's there are gains to come from him marrying you. Whether if it's a business, whether if it's like money that you already have, or money that you guys can create together. Okay, but it's like it would be more like a business dealing than anything else. Okay. Zarmi. Did men go insane after seeing my text and pictures? What do you mean by insane? Like, did they lose control of all of their mind and now they're in the mental health hospital, or were they just really upset? I don't see them going insane as how I would define it. Kelly, curious to know if I will have a new job in April. That's interesting. What I'm being told is that what is that word? If inflation goes down, then you will. Like, whatever is happening with the money market at this time is the reason it will determine if you get a new job. Okay? Portia. And I don't see what's happening with that right now. Portia, does my husband feel like he needs to keep sleeping with Rachel a secret? Wow, that is a lot happening. Does he feel like he needs to keep? Girl, that whole thing just went away. Let me pin it so I can remember does my husband feel like he needs to keep that he needs to keep sleeping with Rachel a secret? So many questions. But if your marriage is open, I'm not sure why he would be keeping that a secret. Maybe he doesn't want to share that with you. Now I'm presuming that you have an open marriage, since you know about it and you're like, oh, well, why is he not telling me the truth? I mean, why would anyone keep anything a secret? It's because they don't want you to know, because they don't want to have to face the consequences. So that could be a reason why he's keeping it a secret. VB, will I come into a large sum of money? Well, are you doing things that would allow that to happen? Are you playing the lottery? Do you have a rich family member or someone who has left you as the beneficiary on their insurance? Zarmi, did men... Okay, I read that one. Kenyetta, will I spend the weekend with... I don't know how to pronounce that name. Tevaya? Did you make plans to? Is it something that you guys want to do with each other? If you guys didn't make plans to and it hasn't been discussed, then I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, unless it's like you guys are in a car driving somewhere and then there's a huge snowstorm and you get like stuck in your car in the snow, then that's a possibility where you spend the weekend with them while you're trying to get buried out. Again, this is just an example. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but there's a lot of things that don't have to be asked, only because it's based off of your own planning and what goes on. Okay? You guys, to make things a little bit easier, I'm going to provide answers to the questions that aren't like, that I'm drawn to, okay? Candace, why does my job keep targeting me, retaliation, write-ups, etc.? Are you doing your job properly? And are they truly targeting you? Or are you someone who you're kind of failing at your job and you're blaming everybody else instead of taking in accountability for what you're doing? I know that like with certain states, like in California, like they have to have like a paper trail of all the things that of all the things that you're not doing properly in order for them to have good cause to terminate your position. So that could be it. So you need to go within and ask yourself if you're doing a good job, right? And if it's even worth being there. Yes, I have 20 years. Okay. Then it can honestly just be the matter of like your supervisor or whoever's over you, they don't like you and so they're writing you up. You need to take the necessary steps to protect yourself and start tracking everything that's happening. You might have a really good case with the EOE, so just keep that in mind. Also, it could just be a way for them wanting to get rid of you because they just don't want you there anymore. If you've been there for 20 years and they're probably looking to downsize so that they can bring in someone younger and who won't want as much pay. You have to keep that in mind. It's business, right? They're not your friends. It's business. And at the end of the day, it's about the dollar. It's not about your feelings. It's not about if you have a family. It's not about what your bills look like. It has absolutely nothing to do with you and it has to do with the dollar. Okay? Next question is... Yeah, I'm doing love requests today. Thank you for asking, Asia. And I'm so glad to see that you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. Helping me out. I appreciate it. You guys, Asia is my moderator. So if at any time you are leaving a message and or rather you're leaving a comment and it's not getting pinned and we're not seeing it, reach out to her in the comment section for any type of assistance that you may need. She'll give you some really good ideas on how to get your message to come through. This past week, TikTok has been filtering the comments like obsessively. And so she has found some different ways to get around that. So thank you so much for that. I answered a sophisticated lady's question already. So we can take that one down and go to the next one. I answered that one already. So we can take that one down. The last question that I answered was from someone inquiring about their job's retaliation. Okay, this one is good. Yuri, is Saul a good option? Something about the energy that I'm picking up on Saul doesn't feel good to me. Like there's some type of ulterior motives. I would recommend that you Go very, very slow with this person, and keep your ears open for what Saul is saying to you, and then compare it to the behavior. Okay? All right, next question, please. Amanda. Hey, Amanda, how are you? Will Dante come back changed for the better before it's too late? No. I mean, only if he wants to. I don't believe that Dante believes that there's something wrong with him. And if he does, he's not sure of how to go about changing it. Or if he does think that there's something wrong with him, he doesn't, it's like he doesn't care to change. He doesn't care to put in that effort. And or maybe you're not the one that he wants to change for. Right? Just keep that in mind. Focus on you. Focus what you want to do. Only have people in your life that are in alignment with you. Kara, will my relationship with KP work out? It's not looking too good. It's not meant to be. It's not a good relationship. It's, it's not that it's necessarily toxic. It's just unnecessarily difficult. Abby, will I meet Gavino soon? I'm getting like super like AI vibes. Like, is Gavino a real person? Have you guys like video chatted, FaceTime, meet or anything like that? And it's not even necessarily like AI, like when you guys see each other on the screen, like he's not a real person, but there's something that is fake about them. So I'm not too keen on you even really meeting them. But to each their own, you have your own free will. I don't think it's a good idea. Alright. Val, are Keith and I on the right path to reconciliation? What do you think? Do you think that it's working? Is Keith listening to what you're saying? That's something that you're going to have to determine on your own. Is it working for you? Or are you just reconciling with this person because it's familiar? Will Derek contact me today or come over? I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. Dedrick, I don't see that happening. Okay, next question. Jules, will Lawrence unblock me? Eventually. Next question. Will Daniel and I get back together? Somebody needs to go to the doctor. Not that either one of you has some type of like transmittable disease, but one of you is sick and you need to go to the doctor. It's like something that you can see. It's like if I were a medical professional and I looked at you and I like saw a mole or I saw some type of growth, or like you opened your mouth and your tongue was white or black, or like there's something going on that you can see without any probing or prodding. One of you guys need to go to the doctor, and will you guys get back together? Um I think it's more of a friendship. If anything can be built up, it'll just be a friendship. Daisy, will my ex Oscar come back regretting he left me? Allow for the trash to take itself out and stop giving energy and stop focusing on things that are not good for you. Okay? Nella, does C miss me? Why am I hearing C? Like, y'all remember when that whole stuff was going down with LaShonda and them, and the dude made that TikTok and he was like, LaShonda's not even her real name. That's what I'm hearing, is that this person C, like that's not even their real name, or they're not a real person, or they're not showing up authentically. Who they were portraying to be to you is not real. So if they weren't showing up real, then how could they truly miss you? All right, are there any other questions? You guys, today, if you would like a personal reading, they are $20. Steph, should I reach out to DR? I'm hearing Daniel Robinson. Should I reach out? I mean, you can. It's totally up to you. You have your own free will. Just be perfect. Just be prepared for an outcome that you weren't necessarily prepared for, if that makes sense. Princess, thank you so much for following me. You guys, if you are here, if you've asked a question, or if you're thinking about ask a question, go ahead and tap the screen to put some more likes up under my name. It'd be super dope if I could get to like 7,000 likes today. The voices that speak to you in your head, is that your ancestors? Not necessarily. Depends on who you have access to. The voices can be any kind of spirit. It all depends on who you're opened up to. If you are alright. If you're hearing voices in your head and they're not yours, be very, very wary about listening to them and doing what they say to do. Be cautious. Know that it can be a lower vibrational entity that's trying to oppress or possess you. And if at any time they start being mean, then definitely it's lower vibrational. If the voice is your voice, then it's you, you know. Um, okay, the voice that immediately speaks. Who is that? What do you mean the voice that immediately speaks? Is it your voice or is it a different voice? Because if you're just say if you're thinking and you can hear your voice while you're thinking, like your voice is talking to you in your head, that's just your consciousness. That's your higher self. But if you're hearing a voice and it is not yours, the voice never tries to get the voices never try to get me to do bad things. Okay. Are you hearing them in your head or are you hearing them in your ears? Like, is it someone standing next to you talking? I'm not sure. Never noticed a difference. Okay. All right. So I'm going to answer your question based off of my experiences working in the mental health field. And I worked in the mental health field for like almost 20 years as a case manager, social worker, all of those good things. Okay. So, and also having abilities. So, the short version is that the voices that you are hearing is that you have the gift of clear audience and you can hear when spirit is talking to you. All right? Are you able to determine what they're saying or do you just hear a voice? Right, not as the ambulance goes by. Then that could be something. And then that's something that we can investigate, right? But then it could also mean, from a mental health perspective, that you could, like you could have, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not diagnosing you in any way. I'm just answering the questions based off of my own experiences, is that it could be, it could be like an auditory hallucination, that could be related to schizophrenia. But that's definitely something to where if you are concerned, then I would encourage you to go to a doctor. But if you think that it's a spiritual gift, then, and this brings me to like a part of what I wanted to talk about today is protection, is that then you then need to put some coverage of protection over you before you start responding to the voices. I mean, if it's mental health, if it's a mental illness or if it's a spiritual gift, right? They kind of go hand in hand, not necessarily, but you still need to put some type of protective covering over you. It's not schizophrenia. It talks to me about real life things like dealing with people. Okay. So then so if that's, all right, let me ask you another question. If you don't listen to the voice, do you wake up with scratches or bruises? You know? No, never had any. Okay. So then let's just say, for the sake of this live, that it is some type of guardian, or it's your own consciousness talking to you. And you guys are having conversations about how to deal with people. Then that could be what it is. But if at any time it starts being mean to you, if at any time you start getting scratches or bruises at night because you're not listening to it, then that's when you need to be concerned. But at all times anyways, you need to put some type of protection over you. But definitely ask your creator for the discernment to know the truth and who's speaking to you. You can easily just ask it, who are you? What is your name? And then it, excuse me, will need to tell you. I don't know, but I don't count. I don't think it sounds like me. It just be talking like a soft voice. Okay. Because just from my experience, if it's your higher self or if it's your own consciousness, it's going to be in your voice. It may just sound more mature or more like heavenly, but you can tell that it's you. But if it is a guardian angel or something like that, if it is an ancestor or whatever, just ask it who it is. Okay. That's it then. Okay. All right. Just ask. Put some protection. Okay. Before we move on to the next question, let's talk about protection. And putting it over yourself, over your family, over your children, over your place where you work, all of those different things, okay? Are you guys doing any type of prayer or affirmations for protection? Do you all here use any type of tools for divination, anointing oils, or the Bible for when you're putting protection over yourself? All right. If you utilize the Bible for protection, I want to share with you guys some Bible verses to use. We're going to start off light. So the 5 that I have here are Psalms 23, verse 4. All right. So Psalms 23, verse 4. Psalms 91, 4 through 5. Isaiah 41, verse 10. That one says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." There's also Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord is a fortified tower. The righteous run to it and are safe. Now I'm using the NIV version, just so that you all are aware. And then the 5th one is 2 Thessalonians 3:3. And that says, "But the Lord is faithful, and he will strengthen you and protect you from the evil one." All right. Thank you so much, Selena, for following me. Now, with all that being said, I probably should have said that before, just in case you are new here. This is not a Christian page. All right. I am not a Christian. I do believe in God. All right. But I am not a Christian. I am not a follower of any religion. But I do utilize the Bible as it's like a book of instruction. But there's also other books, like of the Apocrypha that was taken out the Book of Thomas, Mary, all of those things, sacred texts that I also include in my own, I guess, spiritual life. All right. Now, something that I want to talk to you guys about, and also in regards to protection, is doing your cleansing baths. It's important that y'all keep your house clean. Okay? Especially when you're trying to manifest certain things for your life, like abundance or what have you. But keep your house clean, because spirits will get caught. Like, you know how they say that cleanliness is the closest thing to godliness. So you want to keep your house clean. In my opinion, how I interpret that is that you don't want you don't want like the evil or the demonic presences or anything like that to get caught in your dirt while it's just sitting there ripening itself, for the cause. What about a shower? Yeah, you can do showers too. What I have implemented in my home is that, like, especially with kids, because kids are so open. Like, as soon as they get home from school, they take a shower or a bath. The little one takes a bath. The older, my son, he'd take a shower, right? Or a bath if he chooses. Anyways, to get out of their business, right? You want to cleanse the energies that have attached to you off of you, all right? So you can take a spiritual bath. Ingredients that you might want to put into the bath is like Epsom salt, sea salt. If you like to use magnesium citrate, you can use that as well. Magnesium citrate will really help you like relax and calm down. During the bath, if you choose to, you can use the Bible verse Psalms 51:7, which says, "Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow." So that doesn't mean that you're going to like become white if you are a person of color. It just means that you're going to be clean and bright. Okay. So with those salts, I forgot to mention, you can also add rue and hyssop to your cleaning. Okay. To your cleansing bath. But keep your house clean. Keep your surfaces dusted. If you're ever, like today, I was sitting at my desk earlier this morning. I was just sitting there and the light kind of shined down through the blinds, and I heard my grandma, and y'all know my grandma will come and tell me you need to clean. So she was like, "Go dust off those blinds." So I went and got my duster and I went through the house and cleaned off all the blinds, and that was that. All right. It especially with it being a new moon today, clean your house. Clean your house and be open to receiving your abundance, okay? That's why I had to quit waitressing. Too many energies. Yeah. Yeah. And that's just like yesterday. You guys know I told you I wasn't going to be here. I had some things that I needed to take care of. And I went to this like community center. And my background is in mental health, right? So I went there and I couldn't stay. Like my goal was to do what I needed to do and do the work like for the whole day, but I couldn't do it. Because like this, I have a very, very sensitive nose, right? I smell everything. If you're sick, I can smell it. And there were so many people there, and understandably, they were without homes or, just impoverished. But you could smell that, and it made me sick. Not like, oh, I'm better than y'all, but it made me like feel ill. It was as if I could smell the energy or the presence that was like holding these people down. And like I had to come home, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't, like, as soon as I came home, like, I did not cleanse the energy off of me. And it just, like, it just made my day horrible. Like, I was itchy. I, like, smelt the smell in my nose. It was like old stale cigarettes and just ick, you know? Anyways, I say all that to say, make sure that you guys, when you come into your home and you've been out all day, or you've been around a lot of people and you don't know who those people are, make sure you cleanse that energy off of you. Okay? It's hard for me. I'm so sensitive to energies, but it also stems from trauma response. Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that. You have to protect yourself as well. Have you ever heard of doing like the protection bubble, where you imagine a bubble of golden light around you? Let me look that up really quick. I have like a prayer for protection in regards to that. For the golden bubble of protection. And it basically just says, in the radiant light that surrounds my soul, I craft a prayer to set my spirit whole. A golden bubble, strong and bright, shield me from darkness, bring forth the light. With intention pure and a heart sincere, I summon divine energy, drawing it near. A golden fortress, a shield divine, protect my being, let your love shine. Encircle me, O cosmic embrace, a golden bubble, a sacred space. Guard against negativity, keep it at bay, as I move through life, come what may. In this golden haven, let only goodness flow, a sanctuary of peace where positivity may grow. By power within, this bubble I create, a shield of love, sealing my fate. With gratitude and trust, I release this plea, a golden bubble of protection surrounding me. May it stand resilient, unwavering, and true, guide my steps in all that I do. And so what I do, y'all, is I have all types of different prayers, and I just write them down in my journals. But I wanted to specifically talk to you guys about some of these things today, so I have a whole write-up on it, just solely based off the experience that I had yesterday. Now, bay leaves, got some sea salt and bay leaves. Yeah, and bay leaves will bring in abundance. You can add some essential oils to that, roses, or like rose essential oils, and even lavender if you wanted to use that for like a self-care and loving type cleansing bath. You're welcome, princess. As I look at my pile of laundry. Get your house clean, y'all. Selena, are you still here? You asked, will my husband and I get back together soon? I'm seeing within the next 6 months if y'all do the work, whatever that looks like to you. Latavia, does Julius miss me? I think that he thinks of you as like a memory, but not necessarily is it missing you. Companion, thanks for sharing. You're welcome. there anyone else? You guys also make sure that you're putting these, and now you don't have to use the prayer that I created. You guys can create your own. Use your own words, right? Your words are your law, right? Use your own visualization techniques to visualize these golden bubbles around you. And if you have little ones, do it around them as well. Or even, you know, your pets. Especially for those of you guys that have cats and you and they're outdoor cats, you know, and they just roam freely. Put protection bubbles around anything and everyone. Even like your car, when you're, before you get in your car, before you drive off, say something of protection around you. Well, that didn't come out right. Say something that will put a form of protection around your car. All right. Or maybe have some type of mojo bag or amulet in your car to protect you. In my car, I have sweetgrass, and I have little like organite amulets, just to keep me safe. And I always ask for Archangel Michael to be with me and my children, you know. Just that extra sense of protection makes me feel more comfortable with, and as an introvert, right, and an empath, like going out into the world. So do you think I have the Claire gifts? I've said everyone has some type of gift. You just have to determine what it is. Like, okay, let me ask you some questions. Hold on. Claire. I have to look it up in my document files, girl. All right. So let's start with clairvoyance. So, how do you know if you have a gift? It's going to be based off of how you sense things, how you feel things, how you see things, right? So, say if you were clairvoyant, all right? So I'm clairvoyant. When sorry. Don't forget, y'all, to wear your masks when you go out in public. Like, people are still sick. Flu, RSV, all of that. And I know for a fact that I probably have something because I went to that place yesterday without a mask on, even though my intuition told me to. But I was like, no. The one time I don't listen to my intuition. Anyways, I'm a clairvoyant. So when I see things as if they are a movie. I might see symbols, words. This is how you can determine if this is one of your gifts. Is it like a blank? I guess you could say, let's say you sat down and you were going to visualize something. What does it look like? Is it a blank like screen, like a movie, and then like the movie starts? Or do you see nothing? Is it difficult for you to visualize? What if it only shows up in your dreams? Like prophecies? Where you're able to see what's happening? That could be a prophecy. It's where you basically, okay, so with clairvoyance, you're basically just getting like a visual message. Okay? So can you see what people are saying? Okay, a good way for you to determine if you're clairvoyant is if when you do math, can you do math in your head? And do you see, like, can you literally just be sitting there and you're like, x plus y equals m. And then you're sitting there and you're doing the problem in your head. And it's like you're literally just like writing on a whiteboard or a blackboard or a piece of paper, but you're in your head and you're doing the problem. That's a good way to determine it. That's how I learned when I was learning about all these things. Like, that's how I realized that that's what I could do, because you visualize things in your head. I get premonitions, remote viewing, dream walking, all of that. Okay. So then, yeah, if it happens with things like that, it is a part of clairvoyance, but it's more like you're probably like a prophet. Okay. Claircognizance, that's just when you just know stuff, you just know something is about to happen, so you move out the way. You just have this uncanny knowing. Like, people will just be like, how did you know that? And you'll be like, I don't know, I just knew. That's claircognizance. It's like you're able to foreshadow. So for you, princess, you might have claircognizance, right? With your premonitions and all that, okay? Clairaudience. So Asia, you are able to hear things from another realm. Clairaudience, also, you'll hear music, and that will I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. If you are clairaudient, and you guys see that I do that all the time, where I'll be talking about something and then I'll hear a song, and then the song is a representation of what I'm talking about. Okay, so you might have clairaudience. When your guides, ancestors, or what have you are talking to you, you can actually hear what they're saying. It's like you also, okay, this is something that I've found to be very interesting too. So like, as black folks, right? If you're not black, not that you don't have this, but I know that this happens within our communities, is that things will be happening and I can look at you and you'll look at me and I'll know exactly what you're saying. You know what I mean? Vis-a-vis telepathy. Okay. That's something that would also mean that you are clairaudient. Does that make sense? And y'all, that's really our abilities as black Americans who are a part of the diaspora, meaning that, like, we're not first or second generation from a country in Africa, but like we are descendants of people who were enslaved in this country. The reason that we have this gift is because we were not allowed to talk to each other. So we had to learn how to communicate with our eyes and speak to each other non-verbally. All right? So that's why that is. All right. Now, clairalience, princess, if you're still here, this is what I was talking about as far as sensitivity to smells. You smell, like, just really sensitive to different smells. You might be in your house and get a smell of flowers, or something that is not in your home. You know what I mean? You might smell, I don't know, cigar smoke, cigarette smoke. You might be somewhere and just smell urine where there's no urine, or fecal, like anything. It really can be anything, okay? But that's a clairalience. So, and that's a really, really like beneficial tool to know when some type of spirit is like in your presence. So if you smell something like really, really foul, then know that that could be a lower vibrational entity or spirit. Something else, it could be an ancestor, right? Just keep that type. Just keep that in mind. All right, Claire. There's clairgustance as well. That's the ability to taste certain things. Like one time, and I have a TikTok on this posted on my thing, and you guys can watch it later. But where a friend of mine was telling me about how he was dating this girl and they broke up. She went back to her ex-boyfriend. As soon as he said she went back to her ex-boyfriend, I immediately tasted like blood in my mouth. Like, and it was full of blood. Oh yeah, I smell so heavily. I love cooking intuitively too. Yeah. You might even want to consider, Princess, listening to the music of your ancestors. So, like for me, I'll put on like old gospel songs while I'm cooking, and I'll invite them in to tell me what to do and just let them like guide me. It's pretty cool. You might want to try that as well. That happens to me sometimes. Wow. Yeah, so you know, so like my mouth, it literally like filled up with like the taste of blood, iron, right? True story. And then maybe a week or two later, he found out that that the ex-boyfriend had it was a DV situation, and he had unalived her, unfortunately. Rest her soul. But yeah, these are just things that happen. Or even you can have clairgustance. Like let's say you like get like a taste in your mouth. Like like say if you're a vegetarian. I'm gonna give you like a major like example. You are a vegetarian. You have not eaten meat since 1972, and then all of a sudden you get a craving for like chicken, fried chicken specifically from like some Popeyes or whatever. That could be your ancestors like talking to you, like saying, "Hey, feed us," right? Things like that. Um that was weird. I got like I if there's let me know, because what I just heard, it's like I tasted it and I heard it and I felt it, that there's somebody here who has who like will taste dirt. Let me know if that resonates with you. It's not necessarily that you eat dirt. Like, I'm not saying that you go out and get the, Mississippi red clay or anything like that and you eat it, even though that is high in iron and it's very good for you. But you literally will, like, sometimes you'll taste dirt in your mouth, but there's no dirt anywhere around your mouth. Does that make sense? If that resonates with you, let me know, because that's what I just heard, that somebody tastes dirt. Okay. Okay. So there is also something called, before my dad passed, I was smelling a flower scent. Okay. That could have been somebody else, letting you know that they were there to come and get your dad. Um, that just reminded me of the story my aunt told me, that before my grandmother, her mom passed away, that she had gone downstairs into the living room, kitchen area to go check on my grandmother, and she heard a man's voice say, "I'm not here for you," and she like immediately ran back up the stairs. So yeah, that could have just been someone telling you that they were there for your dad. That's what I thought about. Yeah. Just to let you know, like, everything's okay. He'll be safe. Flowers are for me, flowers are a good omen. The scent of flowers is a good omen. All right. You guys want to hear some more? So there's also clairtangency, which is also psychometry. That means that you can like feel the energy off of things that you touch, right? So sometimes when I'm reading the cards, you guys might see me going like this, and that's because I'm feeling the energy that I'm getting from the card. When I'm doing intuitive readings, because I read the energy and not just necessarily what is on the picture. So you might receive messages from like pictures or jewelry or anything like that. Princess, I had a dream with her the night before. Like she was saying goodbye. I'll never forget it. With her. Did I miss something? Asia, you said, I dream a lot too, whether awake or sleep. Yeah. I dream a lot as well. Lately, a lot of really, really interesting dreams. You guys just keep in mind, you know, that as we are in the age of Aquarius, the veil between the worlds is thinning. So many of you are going to see that you're able to, you're getting a lot of different gifts, or you're seeing things. You're in your dreams, right? You might be getting, Asia, you're being filtered. That's crazy. I don't like that. Don't be afraid. That's what I'm being told. Your gifts are yours. They're being given to you for a reason, to be utilized as we transition into this new world. These gifts that you're being given are going to are going to be beneficial for you to see the truth. This is what I'm being told. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Don't allow what's being said. If you guys are people who still watch the news, do not allow what the media is telling you to cause fear in your hearts, because most of it is fake. They're doing it on purpose to keep you from elevating. Okay? Before my husband passed, I had heart pains the day before. Yes, I've had, oh my gosh. Yes. I know what that is like. Not necessarily with the heart pains, but like a month before my grandfather died. I kid you guys not. This happened with my grandfather and my grandmother. Every morning for a month, I swear to you, I would get up and I would do my regular routine. And you know, you go to the bathroom and you do your number 1 or your number 2. And I'd be doing number 2. And I would get these pains that literally would radiate from the back of my head and go all the way forward. I thought I was having an aneurysm. I went to the doctor. They did a scan. Nothing's wrong. Absolutely nothing was wrong. A month later, my grandfather died. He had already had strokes, but he had passed away. He was using the toilet and he had a heart attack. So I'm like, okay. Then, a month before my grandmother died, the same thing. And she died on Mother's Day. And the same thing happened to her. She died the same way. My aunt was living with her. She was her provider. I miss them so much. And my aunt was walking down the stairs. No, she was in her room about to walk out the door to go check on my grandma. She was on the bathroom. She heard her yell out her name. And when she came, then she like heard her yell out the name, and then she heard a boom. And then my aunt ran down the stairs and she was already gone. But a month before, for every day before that happened, I had the pain in my head like I was having an aneurysm. And this was like, years apart, 2-3 years apart. And since then, no, I did have that feeling a few weeks ago. But I don't want to talk about who I believe that it's for because I had a premonition. But I say all that to say, like, these gifts that y'all have, they are real. If you are concerned and you think you're having health issues, of course, go to your physician. But these gifts that you have are real. What you're feeling is the truth. Okay? Now, you do have the abilities to turn them off or to heighten them. You just have to hone in on your senses if you want to heighten them. Okay? Princess, it feels like I'm jumping timelines in my dreams lately. You probably are. I've had that. This is how I know y'all are my tribe. Because I'd be sitting here thinking like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing that. But I've literally had dreams. And Princess, you tell me if you've experienced this as well. Where it's like, I'm literally like going from different planet Earths and seeing my life as they are in those particular dimensions. It's wild. But this is how I know y'all are my tribe. Asia, I've been craving something. Something is a lot. There's a word missing. I've been craving. Were you saying chicken? Because I was talking about you've been craving chicken or something. That's the only thing I can think about. Alright, what else? Sorry. There was something knocking. Princess, my chart is also Aquarius, Scorpio, and Pisces. Pluto will affect me a lot. Yep. Especially during, I think Pluto enters Aquarius on Monday. Don't quote me. I wrote it down in my astrology calendar. So there's something. It's either Pluto or Mercury. I think it's Pluto though. It's a lot. Yeah. That's what happened with my husband. He had a heart attack in the bathroom. Yep. I send you my condolences. My mother never functioned the same after her heart attack. She clinically died twice. Wow. That is wild. Okay, so that's clairtangency. If you have this gift, right, make sure that you guys are, and you want to hone it, that means make it stronger. Make sure that you guys are doing things where you are like activating, because these are, you have a, electricity runs through you, right? And these are like, I can't think of the term. I've heard it before, but when you put your fingertips together, it kind of like will make things stronger. Kind of practice that. That's why a lot of like different mudras are basically just your fingertips together, right? This is one of my favorites, is when they're like this. It's like this. You do this. It'll help you take clear breaths. But we'll get into some more mudra stuff later. But that one's my favorite one. But I say all that to say, you can eat, like, even if you go into a place, if you have clear agency or psychometry, if you touch anything, you can read it, right? So if you go into a place and you touch the building, you can literally read the spirit of the place, okay? So keep that in mind. Do you think that an online business would work for me? I think an online business will work for anybody, especially since the time that we're in right now, that's where everything is going. To me, well, not sometimes, but all the time, I feel like we're in the world of WALL-E. Have you guys ever seen that movie? I think it's a Disney movie or something like that, where everybody literally is looking at this small screen in front of their face. No one's walking, no one's doing anything. We're just sitting at these screens. We're watching our ads and clicking here and buying food and doing all of this stuff with this screen in front of us. So yeah, I definitely think that an online business would be good for you. You just have to determine what excites you. Okay? What excites you? What do you want to do every day? Where is your joy and where is your happiness? Do you want to teach something? Do you want to offer a product? Right? And then just go with it. And leave all of your expectations like behind, right? Well, not behind. What am I saying? Go with the flow of what's happening. You guys, I wanted to share something with you. I follow a creator on TikTok here. Her name is Dark Matter Goddess. She specifically speaks to melanated folks. And today I was watching one of her videos and she was talking about manifestation and how during this time, during the new moon, how we need to just go with the flow. And she was saying how, when we're trying to ask God for a job, right? And she was saying how we need to stop trying to control what the universe or what God is trying to give us. And she had mentioned that sometimes we'll be asking for a really good job, but God is trying to bring you, and I'm reading because I took notes, and I wrote it in my manifestation journal, that God is trying to bring you unlimited, inexhaustible wealth, abundance, and prosperity. Okay, so I highly recommend that you guys go follow this woman. Her name is Dark Matter Goddess. Okay, Asia, I'm sorry, I just missed your question. Is Jimmy having a good day today? Is this Jimmy Jr.? Because what I'm being told is that the day is the day. The day is what you make it. It's as if Jimmy is just going with, like, going through the motions of the day. Does that make sense? So, it's kind of like it is what it is. And once the day is over, it'll be great and fantastic and, like, happy. You know what I mean? Yes, Dark Matter Goddess. That's exactly what I said. I highly recommend her. Leela. No, Tanya. Will I be in a relationship with Gerardo soon? Gerardo. Why am I hearing that song by Selena? Amor Prohibido. Do y'all know that song where they talk about how money is not important and they have to do what they have to do for themselves to have like the life that they want to have? Amor prohibido nos dice todo el mundo, el dinero no importa a ti en mí, en el corazón. What was she asking? Will you be in a relationship soon? If you are okay with being in a relationship and accepting all of the good and all of the bad, then so it shall be. But if you have like boundaries, like you will not date a man who is poor, then you need to rethink it, because there may be some financial changes that come like on his end, like negative financial changes that come on his end that you'll need to take into consideration. Leela, will me and Alexis get together again? No, you won't. Tanya, I just heard that song yesterday. Yeah, it's the jam. I love it. It's on my playlist. I love that song. I love that song, and I love La Bamba. Fun fact, La Bamba is about enslaved Africans who were brought to Argentina, I believe. Anyways, they escaped off the ship, ran up into the mountains, and lived with the indigenous folks there. And it's called the episode is called La Bamba, right? And so the La Bamba is a dance that you do. And in the song, they're talking about how when you dance the La Bamba, you're giving grace to people. You're giving them mercy. You are essentially allowing them to be free. That's my interpretation of it. Again, these are things that it's so interesting to me that I don't remember. I do not remember how to speak Spanish, but like some of my favorite songs are Spanish songs, but I could not have a conversation with you and anyways. Squirrel. Tim, did Ashley miss me? Or does Ashley miss me? Not necessarily, no. Okay, thank you. Alright, are there any more questions, y'all? Will me and my boyfriend get married? Arnathea? No, I don't see that happening. Where is... There it is. Alright. Y'all stay here. Y'all want to hear more about the Clairs? Because there's a few more. Oh, there's one more. Haha. Clairsentience. Okay, that's the ability to receive information through feeling in your body. If you are an empath, then you are automatically a clairsentient. That means that you can feel people's emotions. Like you already know that somebody that you're sitting next to without them saying anything is angry or happy. Some of you could be clairsentient and like be I can't think of the word, but it's basically where you can tell when someone is sick. All right. So if you have that ability, you might do very, very well in the medical field as a doctor or even as a nurse. You How do you know if you're clairsentient or not? Clairsentient or not? A way that you can tell that you're clairsentient is if you walk into a room and as soon as you walk into the room, the energy changes. Then you're clairsentient. Helpful tip. If you're someone who is clairsentient or you just claim to be an empath, it's very, very important that you begin to determine or start learning how to determine what energies or feelings that you are having or that you're experiencing rather are yours versus somebody else's. Some of us are super, super wide open and you could like literally feel like you have a boundary around you of how far your energy goes and how far like you're able to collect energy, if that makes sense. Okay, so just be aware that sometimes you're going to have to drop into your heart space to determine if you're really upset or if you're really happy or whatever you're feeling is really truly yours. And I'll give you an example. So like back in 20, okay, pause that thought. Also, if you're female and you are pregnant and you are an empath, it's very, very important for you to understand that your empathic abilities will get stronger. And if you are having a girl, it could be even stronger. All right. So go back to our regular scheduled programming. I'm telling y'all a story. One time I was sitting in my office and I shared an office at the time with this young lady. And the way that our desks were set up was that our backs faced each other. And so I didn't know what she was doing or anything like that. But like all of a sudden, I just got really, really angry. And I got this vision that I was like going through paperwork. And I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. And da 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 da. Like, and I was like getting pissed off. And so I had to go inside myself and be like, why am I even angry? Number one. Number two, I'm not looking at paperwork. I'm shopping online because why not when you're at work, right? And so then I turned and I looked at her and I'm like, girl, what is wrong with you? Why are you so angry? And that's when she says, the courthouse messed up my husband and I's marriage paperwork. They're saying they didn't get something and da da da, and that if I don't turn in the papers, we won't. I have 1 week to get these papers in, or we won't be married. And they had just gotten married, like within the last month to 2 months. So could you imagine paying all that money for the for the courts to be like, oh, we didn't get this paper? Anyways, turns out that the person who married them sent the paperwork to the wrong county courthouse from where they were registered, and it was just a whole cluster of buffoonery. But I say all that to say, as an empath, you can feel other people's energy, and you need to learn how to determine if that energy is yours or not. Okay? Is there anyone who has experienced that here, or do you have questions about the clairs? Do you have questions, about protecting yourself and your family? Or do you have any general yes no questions that you want answered intuitively? You guys, do you think we can get, right now we're at 6.7k likes. Do you think we can get to 7? That would be super helpful. Jen, if you can tap the screen and give me some likes, I'd appreciate that. Cancer woman, same for you. If you could tap on the screen, y'all, I would appreciate that. D, if you can tap on the screen and get me some likes to get me to 7k, I'd appreciate that. Jen, will my husband become more difficult after I move out? Well, Only if you let him. You're going to have to set up boundaries. If you move out and you get a divorce and he's a narcissist and you have an attorney, or even you need to set, like, in the paperwork for your separation and or divorce, you're going to have to put specific things in there, like what time, if you have children, what time does he call? What time is the pickup and drop off? Where do you guys meet? Make sure that you're meeting in a public place, all of that stuff, okay? Because if he's difficult now, I mean, unless he gets a new supply and doesn't have to feed off of you anymore, things can potentially just get worse. All right? Cancer woman, how do I know if I have the ability to read rods? Are you talking about like those things and you hold them and they like crisscross? I've never used those before. But aren't those basically just similar to like the pendulum, where you hold the rods and if they cross somewhere, then that means yes, and if they cross, it means no or yes, or if they open, it means no or yes. I've never used rods before, so I'm not really quite clear on how, like, what part means yes and what part means no, or if there's water someplace. But I would think that with all things is that if it feels right to you, then you're doing it. You know? Maybe find a mentor or a teacher who can help you more with that. I'm not a rod person, and so I'm sorry I don't have a complete answer for you, but definitely look into finding someone who can. But like with all things, if it feels natural, if it feels good, if it resonates with you, if you know, then it's for you. You just have to hone your skill, right? D, will I be in a relationship in March? March, April, springtime, definitely. Whenever the spring equinox is, I see something coming alive for you. I'm seeing like a flower like come out and bloom. So you may not be in a relationship, but you may be forming something new or meeting someone new. Who's in Texas? Do you have plans to go to Texas? Who just asked me that question about being in a relationship in March? D, are you planning on going to Texas soon? Me. Okay. See. Okay. All right. So, okay. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. So, what I was shown is that you no, I haven't planned to. Me. Okay. So, but what I'm being shown is that somebody goes to Texas and they walk into a barbecue spot, and this person that you meet, specifically meat, MEAT, like has some ribs, or you order ribs, or there's something going on with a barbecue shop, Texas, and some ribs. So I don't know if maybe you meet this person at a Texas Roadhouse or a Texas style barbecue joint or something that has to do with Texas. Maybe they're from Texas. Maybe their favorite food is ribs. Maybe you go to a party and this person from Texas makes the ribs, and that's how you meet. Either way, okay? Texas, ribs, that's when you guys meet. Spring equinox, that's what I'm being shown. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Thank you so much for following me. and for liking. Now, I did see someone ask a question about getting a general reading. If you want me to use tarot cards for clarification, the personal readings are $20 today. You'll need to go to my profile and click on the link and make your payment through my Cash App. Okay? Scylla, will me and C get back together soon? Yes. Yes, but it doesn't last too long, like 3 years. This isn't your your person. It's not like your forever person. Asia, am I about to meet someone soon? Potential romance. Okay, so it's like there's a few different things being told to me, is that you need to focus on your business or project, or like your personal well-being first, and then this person, whoever it is, it has to be someone that adds to your life. Like, they don't make things more difficult for you, they make things easier for you. And I don't tell people what to do, but it's being recommended that you practice abstinence with this person to see what their true intentions are. All right, next question. Thank you. So we will get back together for a stay that way for 3 years, like 1 to 3 years, 3 years at the most. But this is not your forever person. Anna, will my family be normal again? No, your family will never go back to how it used to be. What's happening now is like the new normal. And then every day, it's like this is how things are. You just got to have to figure out the balance and what works for y'all. But whatever happened in the past that has changed your family, like, because you can't erase what happened, it just is what it is. So it's like like that show, The New Normal, right? What should I do with the rest of my life career-wise? Whatever excites you, whatever you want to do. That's up to you. I can't tell you what to do. Pouring into my own cup to help me realize we don't need anything complicated. Yeah. Life, y'all, as human beings, we make things so freaking difficult for ourselves it doesn't even make any sense. So if you're already doing things that make your life difficult, you don't need to bring somebody in that is going to add to that. What do you mean? That's going to add to that. I can't think of the word. I need to take some lion's mane. If anybody has a lick and can get me some lion's mane, I'd appreciate that. But yeah, we already make things so much difficult. We already make things so very difficult for ourselves. We don't want to add anyone or anything to it that's going to make it worse. Does Malik think of me every day? No. Sorry, my sound went out. Did I miss the answer? I don't remember your question. Can you ask the question again? Asia, I've been celibate for 4 so far. Made almost to a year, then failed, so I'm back at it 4 months. That's what's up. Keep it up. Keep it up. I don't know why I just sang that out like that, but I did. So we're just going to move forward. All right. Is there anyone else? Turmeric and ginger are great too. Yeah. But I really would like to try lion's mane. Stilia, you said me and C will last 3 years when we get back together. Yeah, that was the end of and then I said it's not your forever person. And then that was really the gist of it. So did you hear all that part, or did your mic cut off then? I got you. I wonder who my forever is. I don't know. Princess, I have 5+ years of history with someone. Rekindled recently. Do you think it's divine timing? I think it's just Mercury working how it works. Mercury is the spirit of communication. Some of us, depending on where our placements are, Mercury is a little bit more stronger, and it just allows for old flames to come back into our lives. Okay, that's a part of what I have to say. The second part is divine timing is divine timing. Things always are happening because it's meant to be happening, right? There's a lesson to be learned. There's an experience to be had. Everything happens for a reason. It's never a coincidence. There's always synchronicities to it. You just have to use your own discernment and wisdom to know if it's truly for you or not. Leslie, will Noah and I reconcile? ASMR. You will reconcile. But I'm supposed to tell you that not all things are meant to be. Sometimes things are allowed to happen so that a new experience can be brought into your life. So it might be an example would be like you guys reconcile and then you go somewhere and then you meet someone else. But you wouldn't have gone to this place if you hadn't have reconciled with the other person. So, excuse me, just be aware of that. LaMonica, will I see Shad before Valentine's night? Yo, when is Valentine's? Is it coming? Yo, it's next week, child. Okay. The days just be going. I swear it was still January 31st. Are you gonna see them before Valentine's Day night? might not. I mean, you might not see each other in person. It might be more like a video call or something like that, but I don't see why you wouldn't see them. I'm not getting anything that says that you won't. It's just about how you know, if you pick up the phone or not. Princess, January drag, now February is going fast pace. Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, I do, considering all of the astrological things that are happening. Like, I'm trying to get to the 23rd, like, real bad. The 22nd, 23rd. But, yeah. Sheesh. February, what we doing? Asia, was my dream about a relationship to come, or was it a past life? I'm not being shown any of your dreams. Asia, like, I'm like, honestly, I'm not being told anything about it. It's starting to get cold. I'm going to close the window. It's a cool breeze coming in. I think it's supposed to rain today. Or something. Do you know about the 12th house? Let's look it up. 12th house. Is that where you're... The house of secrets. The 12th house of the zodiac is ruled by the zodiac sign Pisces and its ruling planet Neptune. Before Neptune... What is it? Your secret life? Hold on. The house of secrets. The house of blessings and curses. The 12th house. Is it a blessing or a curse? Was it a dream or was it a thought? Okay, so I'm not... Okay, that's interesting. I'm not being shown anything again about if it was a dream or a thought or a memory or a past life or a future life or a timeline running concurrent with you right now. But what I am being told to tell you is to ask you is, what did it feel like? Did you recognize the people? Did you did you feel like you had been there before? Did it feel like a memory? Like, was it a deja vu type of thing and you knew what was about to happen? What is this? It was peaceful and soothing. That's all I can remember. So maybe consider asking for clarification about the dream. Because if you can't remember the dream, but you remember how you felt, then ask for clarification on what it meant, or if you're supposed to do something with it. Princess, you had mentioned before about your moon being in your 12th house. Is your moon in Scorpio or is it in Pisces? Taurus 12th house moon. Earth sign, money matters. It's interesting. So you're grounded and spiritual, you're patient, you're interested in exploration of the spiritual realm, but you're also very, very self-reliant and you understand or know your self-worth. Does that sound like you? My Scorpio is in Pluto. That's what's up. That is what's up. Excuse me. My apologies. That was rude. Are there any other questions, y'all? My North Node is also Scorpio, Saturn in Pisces, and Venus. That's really interesting. So your soul's journey involves embracing change and personal growth through deep and often intense experiences. You may need to confront and release old patterns that no longer serve you, allowing room for renewal and transformation. Asia, can you tell me what spirit thinks of me? Which one? Which spirit? Princess, I'm all water and air. Yep. Except for that Taurus. That Taurus is earth. Princess, that's so true. 2023 was the year nothing was no longer sustainable. God. What does God think of you? So God, right, the creator of all things, the universe, right, is all love. It's all encompassing. It's peace and joy. It's stillness and it's calm. God loves all of us unconditionally. And God understands that as human beings, we make mistakes. And all God wants is for you to learn from those mistakes and to not do them again. You you have a thing where you do not pay attention to the energies. Let me back up. You do not pay attention to the fact that you are inviting the same energy into your life. So, like man, woman, or child, you'll experience something with someone who had energy X. Then you'll stop. Then that person will be taken out of your life, right? But then you'll allow someone with that same energy to come back into your life. And so the question that you're being asked is, how many times do you want to have to go through experiences and learn the same lesson over and over again until you decide to make a change? You're not going to be given what you want until you stop doing the same things over and over and over again. Learn the lesson and then stop playing with it. It's like you don't want to. It's not that you don't want to do better or that you don't want to do better, but maybe you just don't understand energy and how it works and how you have to keep it from entering your space. Hello. I think is your name pronounced Kyra? How are you doing today? All right, so let me give you an example. And I'm not saying that this is what is happening. This is just the best example that I can give you. It's like your demons are attracted to demons that are similar to it. Right? And so what you are being encouraged to do is to stop allowing your demons to control. I'm not going to say that to her. I'm going to get banned. But they wanted me to say the P word. That means cat, right? You got to stop allowing your demons to control your cat. Think about every single lesson that you, or every single experience that you have gone through with someone that has left you, and the word that they're telling me is destitute. And think about how each one of those experiences, how they were similar and how they were different. Maybe make a list, right? And so what you need to do is to stop allowing those same energies into your life. How can she do that? Start doing things based off of logic and not your heart. Start, not that you don't think, right? But it's like you start thinking about the possible ramifications of the folks that you are inviting into your life. And start stop giving people immediate access to you, to not only your heart, but to your mind and to your body. Stop giving people immediate access to who you are. I don't know if maybe you are searching for something that you didn't get in your childhood, but you need to heal from that. Hi, Ruby. How are you? There's some childhood wounds that you need to heal from. I think that overall, that, I mean, not that I think, but I know, overall, you are truly, truly loved by God. But there's some healing that needs to be done. I think it's like, not just God, I think overall your spirit team is just wanting you to take the next step and to truly heal from your past. Because you're searching for something. It's like what I'm being shown as a little girl, and she's like searching for her toy and she can't find it, and she's getting so frustrated, and she's being offered different toys and she's taking it thinking that it's going to satisfy her, but it's not. And so she plays with the toy for a little while, and then finally she gets tired of it. But by then, she's the toy, or like she's already made her mark on the toy, and then a part of it she can't like just throw it away because there's an attachment to it. So that's what they're giving me for right now. You're being encouraged to heal your inner child. So tonight, after you go to bed and you're, instead of doing any scrolling on social media, you're going to look up on Michelle Obama's interwebs how to heal the inner child. A website that I would recommend is called Loner Wolf, Loner Wolf, WOLF, and read the articles that they have there that pertains to healing the inner child. Okay? All right, y'all. It is 1:30. I've been here for 2 hours. I want to thank all of y'all for being here with me today. I'm going to close out these readings. I'm going to take back my energy that I may have left with you. And then I'm also going to return your energy back to you so that you do not lack anything, you guys. I thank you so much for being here, and of course I love you. Please make sure that you take care of yourselves and that you're taking care of each other. Okay, I will see you again on Monday because I want to rest this weekend. Okay, it's supposed to rain, it's gonna be blah, so it's a great day to watch movies. Anyways, I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. Okay, Asia, do the inner child work. All right. I love y'all. Bye.